Okay, here you go for tomorrow. Again, not reviewing today. You got the stuff on Delta Math if you want to review. There you go, 14 questions, 38 points. There will be about, I think there's 6 questions on there that are like this. Are the triangles congruent? If they are, tell me the reason. If the triangles are congruent, tell me the reason. All right. And not possible might be a reason. Interior angles of a triangle, what do we know? They add up to what? Three. What do they add up to?
180.
180. Right? Add up. And that is also, I don't care if I have a triangle within a triangle within a triangle. All those triangles you see in my diagram, they add up to 180 inside. Not just the big one. All of them add up to 180. All right? Next up, triangle exterior angle theorem. Here you go. What's true? First of all, where is the exterior angle up here? 2, where's the exterior angle? Angle 1. And what do we know it's equal to from our talk last week? Angle 1 is equal to 3. The remote interior is good. So I'll be asking a few questions on that. And then finally, 2 proofs at the end. All of them prove triangles congruent. So real quickly, let's review 4 methods that you possibly could use of proving triangles congruent. 4 methods that we have now. 1 method.
ASI.
Angle side angle. If you're going to use it, make sure the side's in between. Next up, 8.
Angle side.
If that side's not in between, right? We're using angle side. 3rd method, 9. Side. If you know all 3 sides. And then finally, 4, last method.
Side.
If the angle is only in between. If it's not in between, you better find another method. All right. Anything you want to ask? So this is it. What we do today is not on the test, not on the quiz tomorrow. Okay, we're moving on, but it's not on the quiz. This is what you can expect tomorrow. Anything else? All right, let's move then. Let's move into today's topic. Again, I'll put that last slide up on Classroom after class today. Today, what happens after I prove the triangle's congruent? We're going to take our proofs that end in side, and we're going to take it one step further. What happens after I know the triangles are congruent? Well, I already know triangle WIS and triangle EUP. Notice I didn't give you a diagram. You don't need it. You don't need it. All you need is that statement right there. If the triangles are congruent, so are all 6 of their corresponding parts. I'm going to go through 6 different people right now. So basically half of you. Name a pair that are congruent. Now, you don't need a diagram, just by using that statement right there. Name a pair of corresponding parts that are now congruent because the triangles are congruent. 7, name a pair.
Angle W and angle E.
Perfect start. Angle W is congruent to angle E. There's 1 pair that are congruent. Another pair. 1.
Angle I congruent to angle U.
There we go. I and U congruent. Another pair. 10.
Angle S and angle P.
Angle S and P. All right, you guys gave me all the angles that were congruent. Any sides congruent now? Give me some pairs of sides that are equal. 11.
Side WI is congruent to side EU.
WI congruent to EU. 2 more pair. 3. IS and what was the other one, Spence?
UP.
Yep, thank you. And then finally, the final pair. 6.
WS.
Yep. All right, but I only know this if I know the triangles are congruent. Okay, the triangles have to be congruent first for me to say any of these 6. So that's what we're going to do today. You're going to notice when we do these proofs, your proof statement changes a little bit. Yep. Go ahead and let's mark your diagram, put in your statements, reasons, and then we'll talk about the new proof statement. Okay, look at the proof statement. The proof statement saying, hey, prove a pair of angles congruent. I've never asked that of you. But before we say the angles are congruent, what must be congruent first? Before those pair of angles on your paper are congruent, what needs to be congruent first? Spence? The triangles, right? The angles aren't congruent unless the triangles are congruent. So that's our first step still is get those two triangles congruent for me. This is good practice for tomorrow. Side, already done. Name something else you know is true on this diagram because I only have one pair of sides. You know you need three total. 3 pairs of congruent parts. Here we go, 12. Anything else you know is congruent up here?
CD is reflexive.
Good. Remember, that's on you guys. I'll never mark that for you. CD congruent to CD, reflexive. Two down, one to go. Where's the other pair of angles or sides going to come from? Remember, use all your givens. They're there for a reason. What else you got? 8.
AD is congruent to DB.
Yep.
Because it's a midpoint.
Perfect. AD congruent to DB. Definition of a midpoint. And that gives me another pair of sides. So it looks like I'm good here for the triangles to be congruent. Everyone, we're all in agreement. Triangles are congruent by a method. I'll ask somebody that method in a second. Now you got to be careful here. Go ahead, name the first triangle any way you want. Suspense is killing us. 9, name the first triangle, one of the triangles any way you want. ADC. So if I go ADC, and I'm going to be picky about it, you got to name the second triangle in the correct order. Tomorrow it won't matter. You don't have to worry about it because it'll be in the proof statement and you could just copy it. But now that we're doing these extra step proofs, it does matter. ADC and BDC. And what are you going to put for a reason here? 3. Yep, side, side, side. All right, now we're going to take it one extra step. Okay, we'll take these proofs one extra step and say now, all right, since the triangles are congruent, any of their corresponding parts are congruent, including angle ACD congruent to angle BCD. And here's a new reason. Again, this reason, hey, this reason's not on the quiz tomorrow. Should never see it on the quiz tomorrow. It's brand new. You're not going to be quizzing on it. Corresponding parts, which those two angles are, corresponding parts in, think you guys can help me out here? What type of triangles? What did we just, yeah, corresponding parts in congruent triangles are what did we just say about them? What did we just say about those corresponding parts? They are congruent. That'll be the last time I write all that. And you don't have to write all that either. There's a famous, I think they're called acronyms, right? Acronyms that takes care of this. You can still write this as the reason after you prove triangles congruent, but the acronym for this, ready? Corresponding parts in congruent triangles are congruent. CPCTC. CPCTC. I'll give you about 30 seconds to let that roll off your tongue. CPCTC. CPCTC. And this is not my abbreviation. This abbreviation is used all throughout math, right? It's not just my abbreviation. Can you use it? Absolutely, but will take off if you have the letters in the wrong order. Will I take off if you write corresponding parts and congruent triangles are congruent? Nope. You can use either one, all right? Use either one. But just remember, is this a way to prove triangles congruent? No. You only have 4, and that's it. This is after you prove triangles congruent. Good? After you prove triangles congruent, I can use CPCTC. All right, here you go. Next up. Look at the proof statement. You're proving a pair of sides congruent. The sides won't be congruent unless the triangles are first. So that's our goal in all these proofs. You got to still get the triangles congruent. Then we take it an extra step, and you're welcome here because I've given you 2 pairs of angles. Before I ask somebody what the third pair is, how do I know it's got to be a pair of sides? How do I know somebody's about to give me a pair of sides? It's got to be. Why, Spence? It's got to be. Why?
There's no theorem called angle.
Darn, and you know what? There's never will be. There's no angle to prove triangles congruent. So you know it's got to. You are searching for a pair of sides to be congruent, and hopefully the sides here aren't that bad. Where is the pair of sides here? Oh, 6. Yeah, the old reflexive, right? Great job, our friend. PS congruent to PS reflexive. Now it's just a matter of, is the side in between or not? Name the first triangle any way you want. Go ahead. Ooh, boy. This is fun. Spence is killing us, huh? Come on. All right, patience is running thin. Can I open up a new one? Yeah. What do you think? 1 through 1. Can I do it first try? 7. Look, yeah, out of 100. 1 out of 100, Kara. 1 out of 100. Can you soak that in for a second? Name the first triangle any way you want.
PRS.
PRS. It's going to be a good day for you. All right, if I go PRS, the next triangle, how do I name that one then? R's got to match up with Q, right? So definitely Q in the middle. What about surrounding it? How do you call them the second triangle? So back up. Still going strong over there. My luck's not. Yeah, my luck's good right now. This is fun. I'll open. I don't care. I'll open up a third one.
Can you close the other tab?
No. Hopefully, we'll just have a bunch going. 2. How do I name it?
SQP.
Yep, SQP. Good job. All right, now it's what method? Because I know it's either got to be angle side or angle side angle. Again, when determining it, hey, please listen carefully because this could mess with you. You have to look at one triangle only. I know that side looks like it's in between these 2 angles, but you're doing 2 different triangles. You need to literally take your hand, cover up one of the triangles, and only look at the markings in one and only one triangle and say, is that side in between or not? So what method is this going to be? 6. Good job. Angle side. You have to look at one triangle only in its markings. You can't look at 2 different ones. One, cover up one. Cover it up. And then now we can say the corresponding parts, SQ and PR are congruent, CPCTC. Bless you. Questions? One more? I got one more there, right? Yep. All right, something a little different here. Anybody notice anything different about the diagram only versus the last 2 diagrams? Yeah. Yeah, there's a bunch of triangles. So the question's going to be, after we fill everything out, our givens, and mark our diagram, which 2 do I need to prove congruent? All right, because the last 2 proofs were easy. It was the 2 triangles that were in the diagram. Now, what happens when a diagram has multiple triangles? Which ones do I pick? Okay, you're not going to guess which two to pick. Here's how you figure out when a diagram has multiple triangles and you need to prove a pair congruent. How do you figure out which pair? Just look at the proof statement. Look at angle ABI in the diagram. Do you see the triangle ABI as a part of? Triangle ABI, right? Everyone, triangle ABI. So this triangle, we're going to have to prove congruent to. Look at the other angle in the proof statement, ACI. Everyone see the only triangle that has ACI in it? There you go. So we're going to have to prove those two congruent. So use your proof statement if there's multiple triangles in your diagram. And right now, we have a pair of sides. Use your givens and anything else you know to tell me, give me another pair that's congruent, either using the givens or something else you can see. Here we go, 8.
AI is congruent to AI.
There you go. Everyone loves a little reflexive. And that provides us with a second side. Looks like I still need to use one of the givens, so. All right, use one of the givens. 10.
Angle BAI is congruent to angle IAC.
Yep.
And then definition of
Perfect. And that gives me a pair of angles. I think we have enough, right? Name that first triangle any way you want. Go ahead. Not again. 13. Triangle.
AIB.
Sure. Congruent to. All right, if we go AIB, the other triangle must be in what order? 11.
AIC.
Yep. Followed by, what's the method? Last question. Actually, did I get anybody yet? Nope, just contact, gave up. About here. 11, there we go. On the second one, we had it. What's the method?
Angle side. No, side.
Not in that order.
Side angles.
There you go. Side angle side. There we go. All ready? And I still have to finish the proof, and now the angles are congruent. And now the triangles are congruent. Why are these angles congruent? 2.
Why congruent?
Why are the angles congruent?
CPCTC.
There you go. Let me stress this again. CPCTC is not being quizzed tomorrow. Please never write it down on your paper tomorrow. It's not being quizzed tomorrow, just the 4 methods. So this right here is where your proofs will end tomorrow. Questions? Okay, just be careful. Notice it's 4 proofs tonight, but I want them in 2 columns because I think in your book it says, hey, do this paragraph style. That's not how I roll in here. I don't want to read a paragraph written by you guys, sorry. So all the proofs 2 columns tonight. Which you can get going right now. If there's extra time after, you can take a look at the Delta map.